going on, vinyl community? Welcome to another video with the Record Spinner. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a bootleg vinyl haul, but this time around, we are going up the irons. I would go as far as to say that Iron Maiden is my favorite metal band of all time, and they joined themselves amongst a small selection of groups that I love, where I will seek out plentyfuls of bootlegs. Now, I haven't done a themed bootleg haul in a while that doesn't pertain to Kiss, but honestly, the reason why I'm doing this is because the accumulation of a small stack of Iron Maiden bootlegs that I figured instead of making the generic bootleg haul Maiden heavy, I'd save them all for one video on their own. Now, if you are a fan of early Paul Di'Anno era Maiden, then this video will be right up your alley, especially since that period covers literally 75% of this haul. There is a bit to get through, so enough of the chit chat. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the latest Iron Maiden bootleg finds. First up, I'll cover the only non-Di'Anno era release in this haul, and that is Live in Donnington 1988. This is a BBC broadcast from the band's appearance at the Monsters of Rock Festival in Donnington, England on August 20th, 1988 during the Seventh Son of a Seventh Son tour. The audio content is lifted from the BBC Archives compilation that came out as part of the Eddie's Archive box set in 2002, and it's a truncated version of the band set, but it sounds absolutely killer. This is sort of a nice companion to the more commonly known live document from the Seventh Son tour, which is of course the Maiden England concert video and album. And you do get some differences on this release, with classic tracks like Rothschild and The Trooper being included, perhaps performed to appease a more festival-friendly crowd. And of course, you get a nice dose of Seventh Son live with songs like Infinite Dreams and the title track. The artwork is very much in the vein of Seventh Son, with the polar backdrop and Eddie holding a child, which alludes to some of the album's lyrics. There is a great shot of the crowd with Bruce and Dave on the back cover. The glossy printed inner sleeve includes some individual band shots, as well as some posters and passes from the festival. And this comes pressed on a gorgeous piece of marbled colored vinyl. Next up is Definitive Nijmegen, 1981. This is a soundboard recording from Die Vereniging in Nijmegen, Holland on April 28th, 1981 during the Killers tour. Apologies to all my Holland viewers if I botched that pronunciation up. This show was broadcasted on FM radio, albeit in truncated form with just 10 songs being featured. But this time around, the pre-FM reels were unleashed, and what we have here is a blistering 17-song set. Sounds absolutely punchy with Steve Harris's bass up front in the mix, and it's a fine document from vocalist Paul Di'Anno's final tour with the band. This is a solid companion to the better-known recording from the Killers tour from Tokyo, and this features some great tracks very seldomly performed by Maiden in this early period, particularly all tracks from Killers such as Purgatory, Genghis Khan, and Twilight Zone. The front cover features a cool band photo, slightly wrong era since guitarist Dennis Stratton is featured, but the back cover is more appropriate since Adrian Smith is there. Track list and a brief write-up of the show is featured on the back there. And this 2LP set comes pressed on yellow vinyl with some cool custom center labels. Next up is The Beast at the Beat Club. This is taken from a TV broadcast the band did for Beat Club in Bremen, Germany on January 22nd, 1981, shortly before the release of the Killers album, so it's essentially a soundboard recording. The TV appearance is one of the best known ones from the Paul Di'Anno era. Overall solid performance with the band pulling out some cool deep cuts for the TV cameras, such as Charlotte the Harlot, Innocent Exile, and Another Life. But this is a warts and all presentation, since there were some technical issues during the band's set, particularly during Remember Tomorrow, where something went wrong to where it sounded like a dentist drill was kind of coming in out of the PA system, so they had another crack at it. And they also do a second take of Sanctuary at the very end. The audience is very tame sounding. Even if you watch the video, you can tell that it is not at all a Maiden type of crowd, so much that Paul Di'Anno says something along the lines of, "We'll coke you up," or something like that. It's a bit comical. The front cover features a cool shot of the band performing on top of the Pops. Here's Eddie on the back from the Killers cover. This does come with a fold-out poster of the same image that appears on the front cover. Opens up just like that. Pretty cool stuff. And this comes pressed on blue vinyl, and it takes up 3 sides of vinyl. So on the 4th side, we have an etching of Eddie, as you can see right here. Last but not least, and speaking of the well-known Tokyo show from the Killers tour, is Maiden Tokyo. This is a soundboard recording from the Sun Plaza in Tokyo, Japan on May 24th, 1981. For the longest time, I thought this was the full show that was used on the Maiden Japan EP that was released at the time, but truth be told, that EP was recorded in Nagoya the night prior, so I can only assume that the Tokyo show was recorded for consideration but wasn't used, or it was done for an FM broadcast, since there is some static interference throughout the recording, but it does still hold up very well. The show is relatively similar to the Holland release I showed earlier, with the exception of some swapping in song placements, and they also polished off Strange World from the debut for this leg, so it's cool to have a live rendering of that particular track. The album cover has what I like to call bootleg Eddie, definitely a different artist rendering of the iconic mascot, and throughout the back cover and gatefold you have some volcanoes and minkas, very strong Japanese imagery, which is fitting given where the show took place. Now, this was put out by a label called Phase 7 Records, and there are a couple of colored variants available. As you can tell on the back, this comes pressed on green vinyl, and it is numbered out of 300 copies. I have copy 224. And here is how the vinyl looks. Kind of looks more like a marbled light green, if anything. But it does match the artwork quite nicely. So there you guys go. That is my Iron Maiden themed bootleg vinyl haul. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next video, and most importantly, keep the records spinning.